I am super stoked. Check it out. This is an UltraTransistor101. It was given to me at work by a mate of mine, Dave. You're my wife now, Dave. And he said it was from an old lady across the road, and she, wait, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna take this thing apart and have a play with it, see if it still works, fix it. Okay, so here she is, front of it, and little dirty, looks like it's gonna need a bit of a cleanup. Here's the back of it. This is the interesting bit, because this is where all the screws are. I'm gonna need my screwdriver to be able to undo this. Okay, great news. I've got my screwdriver. Ah, wrong screwdriver. Right, okay, this one's the right screwdriver. It's still yellow. Okay, so Dave, that was an orange juice, by the way. It's not really a screwdriver. Dave told me that the lady across the road, whose name was Paddy, she was an Irish lady who lived most of her life in Gloucester. She owned this Transistor 101 radio. Look at that! That a beauty. Let's just turn some lighting on here and make use of the new shed lighting. Oh, there we go. That makes quite a difference, doesn't it? And he said that this was hers. Ooh, there's quite a few spiders' webs and stuff that needs a bit of a clean up by the looks of things. Oh wow! Check it out. This is absolutely beautiful. Hold on, let me zoom you in a little bit on some aspects of this. So what have we got? Look at these. So these are very much like the old Russian top hat type transistors, the TR-87s and stuff like that. They're really very old components in here. Obviously, this is, I believe, produced in 1959, so about 1960s. Really old resistors and things like that. The wiring looks okay. The plugs on this are interesting. These are a little corroded and whatnot, but they were used with, crikey, I'll have to see if I can find some pictures of the batteries. And over here we've got the ferrite rod. We've got the speaker that makes all the noisy bits. Okay, so what's in this bad boy then? Right. We've got here a capacitive coupler for the antenna. The antenna goes off out of here. There's the antenna. There's also, sorry, that's an external antenna or aerial input. There's also, inside this beastie, there's a ferrite rod type antenna with a couple of different tuning tanks on it. These tuning tanks are tuned via the main tuning knob on the front of it. So there's two capacitors there that basically you rotate by hand and tune the radio with these guys. We've got a transistor here which is effectively amplifying the tuned radio frequency tank input here. Then we have another two stages here. These are probably the intermediate frequency type stages, where effectively we're mixing the output of the radio frequency input to another oscillator and another one and another one, and effectively slowly but surely getting those frequencies lower and lower, and eventually what we're going to do is over here somewhere we will be there it is, diode 1 up here. We will be rectifying that signal, and effectively this is called a detector, if you like, or demodulator, and the AM, the amplitude modulated waveforms that are coming in through this system here, effectively create a very small audio waveform. And here we have a volume controller variable resistor on the back end of another a transistor, which is driving amazingly some audio transformer, which is driving in turn a class AB push-pull amplifier, two transistors in class AB push-pull configuration, which eventually are driving the speaker. And one of the interesting things about this radio is it doesn't have just a a positive and negative, but it actually has a zero, effectively, a positive down here of 4.5 volts and a negative of 4.5 volts, which lends itself very well to us being able to fit a couple of lithium-ion batteries inside this ultra transistor radio. So, that said, let's see how we do. Yeah, over here then, this is where, oops, sorry, I'm a little off camera. Over here, this is where the audio transformer is that I was talking about. And this right here is the tuning capacitor. So if I turn the knobby on the front, there we go, you can see the tuning capacitor working its magic. That feels a little slippy, that does. Yeah. Sorry about the traffic noise, a little bit of traffic moving around outside. Right, let's zoom you back out. Ding. Alright, cool. So, first things first, does it work? We need to get a couple of batteries and wire them up. So, anyway, before we do that, I would very much like to say thank you very much to David, my pal at work, for bringing this in. I'd also like to say hi to Hannah, his wonderful wife, and a big shout out to Milo and Elsa, his son and daughter. Yay! Awesome! Okay, it occurred to me I needed a few extra tools, so I have my precision side cutters. They're really not precision. My precision open-all wire stripper, and yeah, some soldery stuff and a soldering iron and that kind of stuff. Is that warming up? Yeah, that's warming up. Okay, good. So, what have we got here then? We've got red, we've got brown. So we've got a red here, we've got brown, which looks like it's the 0 volts, and blue, which looks like it's the minus voltage. So I'm just gonna make a note of that on the right, okay, so let's just chop these bad boys off, because there's absolutely no point in having them, is there? And that one there. Okay, let's get rid of those. Next job is to do a little bit of wire trimming, a little bit of wire stripping. Oops, that's 1, 2. Oop, careful now, Taylor. And number 3. Right, I'm actually really quite excited about this. Next job, right, find the batteries. There's the batteries, and put a bit of tin up the batteries. Why am I counting the connections that I'm making? I'm counting connections that I'm making. This is mad. Totally bonkers. Okay, so we've soldered up the batteries. Right, what have we got to do now then? Let's get the radio back into play. We need to tin up those cables, like the count from Sesame Street. 3. Okay, jolly good. I need to be an octopus, I think. More hands. Shouldn't trim cables like this. I roll it down the blade of a very, very sharp open-all. I keep my knives very, very sharp. Your comment, obviously share details of the channel, share videos of the channel, all that kind of good stuff. Get it out there. Right, here we go, guys. This is the exciting bit. So we've got the batteries wired up. Everything looks sensible. I know these batteries are good. I have tested the voltage on these previously before doing this. Okay. Right. Here, and this is the acid test. Let's select a band. We'll go medium wave. Turn it on. Oh, ooh, there's crackles. Woo. Okay. Well, it sounds like it looks like it needs a little attention. Okay, it needs a little attention. We'll give it a clean up, we'll give it a bit of a dust off and, you know, that kind of stuff, and we'll see how we do. With a little bit of luck, it might work. Oh, bear with me. Alright, neat trick that I learned. This was really easy to take apart and make work, but a neat trick that I learned was you can buy switch cleaner or contact cleaner and this kind of stuff, and a WD-40 does principally very similar sort of thing. So what I've done is I've taken the knobbies off the front. Oops, getting it all over me now. Dude, that's why you come prepared with a little rag. And yeah, just gonna, whoops. She's a screaming radio. I know, I feel like I've put you in pain. I'm sorry, I'll turn you off. I'll turn you off, okay. Find a way to penetrate this this potentiometer here.
There are issues with any new piece of technology you bring into these environments, but to be honest, it's not a target that's got anywhere near as much attention as, say, banks. There's much less reward for attackers, so it's not really any more dangerous than installing a new router or anything else that goes on inside.
That's fantastic. So now I have a volume control that works.
But no more than most things.
Yeah. What about you, James? Have you got children?
Yes.
A tuning knobby that works. Let's change band.
Italy, Shadow Chancellor John McDonnell was asked why his suspension wasn't ordered sooner.
New information has come to light, so quite suspended, the witness to withdraw. There will be an investigation. Now, it's the same with anyone. You have to follow the
Okay, that really seems like it's gonna work. Cool. Well, I reckon we might be able to hot glue mount these in here, something like that. I wish I had some hot glue left. I've run out of all my hot glue. Anyway, you know what? I'm really quite pleased. This is looking awesome. I'm gonna put it back together, tape up the batteries, and in the future we'll hot glue them in place. I need to put. Okay, if you hadn't realised, these are 18650s. These are lithium-ion laptop batteries, or batteries that I've salvaged from a laptop. Charging these and managing these batteries is quite interesting. I do have some circuits in the house that will do that. The problem is we're dealing with a split power supply, which ultimately means it's not just 4.5 volts, it's got a 0 volts in the middle of it, which just really complicates things, unfortunately. I was sort of hoping that I was going to be able to fix this all up and put a little PCB in there, put a USB port on the back of this thing, give it to Dave and his family and say, here, have this back. It's all fixed up and working again, and what a lovely radio that would be to have in the house. But unfortunately, these batteries are not going to be in this configuration and not going to be easy to manage. So I'm going to find him another solution. I'm going to find him another little radio or something that I can give him. Anyway, right, I'll just go ahead and put all this back together, and whoo, it's all really exciting. We've got a shed radio, medium wave, long wave shed radio. Ooh, cool.
Plymouth, Biscay. Variable 3 or 4. Drizzle, fog patches. Moderate, occasionally very poor. Fitzroy. South 3 or 4, occasionally 5 later. Occasional drizzle in northwest. Otherwise, fair. Good, occasionally moderate in northwest.